inside Wise Pies Arena. The world-famous pit tonight, site for the final of 2 exhibition games for New Mexico. And they knock off Eastern New Mexico tonight. 88-66 is the final score. Time for your Delta Dental Coach's comments, brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. We bring in Lobo head basketball coach Craig Neal. And Coach Neal, I'll start with this. Midway through the second half, you guys went on a 17-2 run to really seize control of the game. What did you like about what the Lobos did during that stretch to grab the momentum and take control?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, I was impressed with Eastern's bravado, how hard they played. Really came in here with a great mindset, and I think our guys got caught up in that it was going to be like Wednesday. And I told them they were a better team. I told them they were going to compete, and I think our guys just were happy with how the performance went on Wednesday. And then when we went on the 17-2 run, I think they woke up a lot. I think they heard a lot of talking from the other team going up the ramp, and usually when you do that to our guys, it kind of wakes them up. So I think – I haven't yelled near as much as I've had in the years past. I'm trying to stay calm and do some things and coach them and let them play through some things. But I think it took that in the second half to get them going.
Coach, yeah, we talked about in the pregame defense.
Yeah.
And it looked like when you went to that zone, the Greyhounds just kind of licked their chops and they started knocking down the threes.
Yeah, they made some tough ones. And then they made one late off the glass, late clock. So it gave them some problems. We might have stayed in it, but we were trying to do some things to see how our young guys would adjust. And it was a little different for our young group. I don't think that we showed the maturity that I thought we would tonight. I didn't think that we showed composure in the guys that have been here before, except maybe Tim. So that was a learning experience for those guys that, they got to come ready all the time. But our young guys finally looked like they were a little lost deer in the headlights for the first time. Mm-hmm. So it's part of the learning process, and I feel really good about them. So we made – this is a great teaching tape for us. And, we'll do a lot of teaching. We'll come back in here at 5 o'clock on Sunday and play another scrimmage, get after it a little bit, try to teach some things and learn some things. But, all in all, it was for me, it's a good thing that I can show.
Yeah. Tim Williams, when the going got tough there in the second half, and Eastern had the 1-point lead very, very early and hadn't led in the game until they got that lead midway through the second half. You started pounding it down on the block there, and he finished with a double-double in 31 minutes.
Well, I wanted our guys in the first 2 games, I wanted them to realize who we go to, mm-hmm. and they didn't. Everybody thought it was equal offense, equal opportunity. Everybody wanted to get it. It doesn't work like that. You have to earn that. So I just kind of let him go through the motions, go through some things. We didn't execute our offense. We didn't get it to him when we wanted. So I just said, okay, this is the way it's done. And
so you actually ran a couple of plays.
Yeah, I actually ran a couple of plays. To say, hey, this is how we play, and this is how we're going to continue to play. And if you don't know, Tim, introduce yourself to our guys. You're first team All-League last year. You're going to be first team All-League this year, hopefully. Yeah. So it's a learning thing. It's one of those things. I just was a little bit disappointed in things that you can't coach, as far as fouling and making foul shots. And at the end of the day, we can say we're all shooting gurus, and, you work with them, and you guys have been our practice, and we work with them a ton. I mean, we shot over 1,500 foul shots last year. But when we didn't make those foul shots early, we got a little tight. And they kept it around. They kept competing, and they kept believing against us. And, I was just glad they came back and played well in the second half.
That little baseline jumper that Tim Williams hit off of one leg on the left-hand side there, is that something that he spent a lot of time on through the summer?
Yeah, he could do it a little bit a year ago, but I kind of took that out of his repertoire, and now I've kind of let it go back because he put some time in it. Still needs to work on a little bit, something to do with his right shoulder. But all in all, we got to get more consistent play out of O. I know his stat lines are good, but defensively he's got to create more havoc. He looked a little slow tonight. Dane Kuiper physically has something going on with him, so he didn't play in the second half. Okay. We don't know what that is. He's had some blood test run. And then Elijah could have played. But it's like I told him when we met today, it's a coach's decision for his future and what's best for the team. And I didn't think it was going to do him any good to be out here, but he'll have Sunday to practice, Monday to practice, day off on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to get ready for Friday's game. So I think he'll be ready.
Elijah coming back. Now all of a sudden you've got the luxury of having, Dane Kuiper. Of course, Sam can play the 2 or 3. Then you've got X can play the 2 or 3. And then you've got Jefferson and then Wuguak. And, I mean, how do you manufacture enough minutes to keep everybody?
Well, I'm going to have to make some tough decisions this week. And, I thought Anthony Mathis played pretty well tonight. I thought he gave us some good minutes. So, I'm going to have to make a tough decision. But, we're just going to have to see. But, when you have your best player out and you're going to have any continuity, we didn't shoot it very well for the perimeter. And we got to continue to work on that. But also, you guys know me well enough. It's also about taking good shots. Yeah. And you'll make a lot of good shots, then you won't make a lot of bad shots.
It was an exhibition game, and it was not a big Eastern New Mexico team that you played, but bigger than the one you saw on Wednesday.
Right.
And Connor MacDougall played crucial minutes in the second half with 4 fouls and gave you great production. I thought that was really impressive.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He didn't get to play in the first half, and that's because of foul trouble. But, I think we didn't come down. This is just my feeling as a coach watching my team. I didn't think we came down with the mindset that we needed to, and a mindset in that every day we come down here, we're going to get better. And, that's one thing that we're going to have to continue to talk to them about and preach to them about. But they got to get better at that.
It's just hard to get. And I remember playing,
it's very hard.
How do you get up for, Eastern coming into especially the veterans. But now the newbies, they're excited just to get out here and
now,
play.
I will say this. They were almost too excited.
Yeah.
In the sense that I thought they were ready to go. I think they gave us a pretty good spark in the first half when I had those guys out there. But when it comes to execution and system and doing some things like that, I think they were a little bit too excited.
Coach Neal, 2-0 in exhibition, starts up for real a week from tonight, and your team will be ready.
I think they will. I hope so. We'll try.
Right.
I mean, we're gonna try to coach them up, but I think we got a good enough group. They just got to understand. But tonight was good for us because now this is like I told them after. I said I was thinking about giving you Saturday and Sunday off, but I made a coach's decision, and we're going to practice Sunday night.
All right.
That's things you do.
Thanks a lot, Craig.
All right, thanks guys.
Coach.
Level head coach Craig Neal, your Delta Dental coach's comments brought to you by Delta Dental of New Mexico. Almost 400,000 New Mexicans covered by Delta Dental plans. For more info, log on to deltadentalnm.com. Back after this timeout to wrap it up on the Lobo basketball postgame show. New Mexico 88, Eastern New Mexico 66. It's Lobo basketball from Learfield.